I'm going to be completely honest here. I am scared for the state of my country. And it's not as bad as some countries, right? I'm an American, and I'm talking politics here. Um, I'm me and so many others around my age. We are scared for the state of our country. We are scared for where it's going. And that's for me and my friends specifically. I know so many people who aren't bothered by it because they're not affected, right? They soon will be, probably at this rate. No matter if they are part of the LGBT community or if they're part of a minority, I think regardless of who you are at some point during these 4 years, and keep in mind that this first year practically just started. We are 3 months into the year. 3 months into the year. And so much is already going on. Um, and I know I went a little bit off topic, but I remember telling some of my friends who were really scared at the time during the election, when election votes just came out and the results are out, about who won, and I remember telling them, "Hey, it'll be fine. By the end of these 4 years, at least we'll be out of high school, and we'll have a say in what happens in our government next." So, right, everyone was scared, and 3 months in, only 3 months in, now am I starting to get just a little scared, right? Rights are being taken away, things are being reversed, people are getting fired from the government, and it feels like our president isn't even the one in control. At this point, it's kind of like his Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, I know, blah blah blah, Elon Musk, um, is the one running the show. That's what it feels like. Um, and again, it's not because it's only affecting me, but it's affecting my family. It affects my friends, and those. It affects a lot of people. And I'm glad to live in a place where it's pretty secure in belief. Most people are right there Democrats, I believe. I don't remember the sides. Up until now, I wasn't very into politics, but more recently, it has become the case where I have to get into politics, right? Because we need to know who we're voting for. Before, I was just voting to vote. Um, and I remember back in 2016, kids did their own personal vote about um, who they think should win the election. And it was a one time thing that we did. And I remember I voted Hillary Clinton, I believe is her name. And I knew nothing about politics. But what I knew is that she seemed alright enough. And in my head, I was like, "A woman president, a woman president." Because I was a kid and I knew there was no woman presidents yet. And I remember talking to this girl, and she was in my class. Um, she was always like a big sister to me because, first of all, I'm like the youngest in my I'm one of, not really the youngest, but I'm one of the youngest in my graduating class. Um, and I've always been a smaller kid, right? So practically anyone I could look up to, both literally and figuratively, I did. And so I remember we were talking about who we voted, and she was like, "Oh, I voted this guy," and I believe at the time it was Trump, who was running, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I voted Hillary Clinton," and she was like, "Why'd you vote for her?" And as a kid, I was like, "Oh, should I not have?" Um, and she was like, "My mom tells me that she said that she's gonna let us kill babies," and I was like, "Oh, that's not right." And so that day, I asked my parents to watch some of their rallies, and I couldn't see like where they're talking about killing babies. I was like, are they really killing babies? And my parents were like, yeah. And then we watched it, and I was like, I don't see anything about killing babies. Right, in my mind, I'm just looking for those few words, right? Killing babies, kill babies, right? And she might have said something about it. I don't remember, but from what I remember, she didn't. Um, and I don't know how I got here, but looking back on it, right? That's a moment I remember. And now that same thing that was like, oh, we're gonna take away rights, is what is happening now. Rights are being taken away for trans people, for women, for they're changing the name from Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not like a big issue, but it's like. So I can't tell if you're just trying to be racist or patriotic, or if you're just stupid because it sounds dumb. Anyways, sorry. Um, and like I said, they're firing government people from the government. Um, there are some people that they tried to answer the email that Elon was like, oh, this is kind of like a checkup to see where you're at, and people were getting fired, right? Even if they were doing well, they were getting fired. They are trying to cut down the government. They are trying to cut down the amount of people in the government. They are trying to find a very specific people to help them. And before, all these multi-billionaires were quiet about who they believed in until recently, where they're making a change, yes, but it's not a good change. It's terrible. Soon, everyone who thinks they have rights will not. They're deporting people for no reason, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? They are doing so much. Okay? Land of the free, we aren't free at all. This is a cage that we are stuck in. And again, it's not as bad as other places. I am aware of that. I am fully aware of that. But as a kid growing up in this society right now, we live in this society. Sorry. But growing up in this society right now, it's scary. And I know that, again, I live in a good place. I live in a place that is very supportive, and despite the recent changes, my teachers and the people in my school facility have never been more accepting. I was scared that once the change was made and once it was handed back over, that things would change and that I wouldn't have this support anymore. But even still, no matter what people believe in over here, whether Republican or Democrat, we are still helping one another. Like recently, I found out that one of my old elementary friends, she's a MAGA, right? And there's nothing wrong with that if she wants to believe that. I just don't personally believe in that, but we have our different beliefs. And she's the sweetest person I know, so I would never be like, I mean, I guess I want to see her point of view because she's someone that I've known for so long that I feel a little hurt because I'm like, girl, we are both minority, girl. We are not getting rights after this. I don't know why you are supporting him, but it could just be like different, like in a different sense of like she believes in making America great again, but maybe not in the way that Trump has decided. That's a thing that could be. Um, but yeah, it's kind of like it's a very scary time for me, for my friends, for my family. Like I said, um, because I am, part of the community, because my parents and my grandparents were not originally from here, because my family, a good portion has worked in the government or is working in the government, because all these things, right? It's just scary to see the changes being made. And again, like I said, it is 3 months in, and so many things are being changed, so many things are being signed, so many things are being done. And honestly, me and my own parents have this joke that he is honestly just trying to be the president and have the record of the most things signed and the most changes made. Honestly, it could be just that. But like I said, it's looking really scary. It's starting to feel more like an oligarchy than democracy at this point. And at some point, I do believe that our votes will matter. And that's what America was about. So we have a choice. The land of the free, and it's crazy because some people like Patriot Front believe that we should be segregated and all that again, and it's at this point they could just be start making concentration camps again. It's just scary, I guess, right? This world that we're living in, and these people are not making it any better for any of us. Maybe some of us, but the majority of us, no. So, stay safe out there. Uh, Time's looking kind of tough. Like I said, it's only been 3 months in. We have 3 more years to go. And 9 months. But eventually, if we make enough noise, hopefully, please be very pacifistic about it. Please do not be aggressive about it. But maybe if we make enough noise, if we draw enough attention, things will change. Although I heavily doubt it, it's the only thing we can hope for right now. Rallying, peaceful rallying, all that. That's all we can do. So again, sorry, I know I'm going on, but stay safe. Have some fun, live a little, and let's try to survive the next few years. Even if we're not entirely sure if that's what we want.